Hey artists, in today's video I'm going to be trying out for the very first time my Holbein granulating paints that I bought. They are 24 colors and they come in 4 little sets, which I am so excited to try. The bird set, the flower set, the landscape set, and the moon set. So I know that you're actually able to buy these as a complete 24 set of granulating colors, but I actually got them separately like this, curated in these 6 little sets because they're just so cute and I found them this way. So these are just little 5mm tubes that I bought from Singapore a couple of months ago, and I just haven't gotten around to swatching them yet. So here is my swatching video. I've actually just used a Temu sketchbook and non-cotton paper, and I'm using a fine liner pen to just write all the names of the colors down first so that I can really test out the opacity of the paint. And just from the first looks of the paints, I'm just so excited for the reds, the pinks. I'm not so sure about the greens, and I also am not so sure about the darker colors, the moodier colors, but who knows, you know? I'm a floral painter, so I do get excited about all the reds and the warm, bright colors. And then this moon set is the most intriguing one, like it's promises to be just so moody and dark, and yeah, so let's just write down all of these names. They come in the cutest names as well, and then we'll start swatching them out. I won't be talking about pigment numbers and what pigments are in them, so on and so forth. I'm just not a pigment geek that way, so if you're looking for a video that has that kind of information, I won't be talking much about that, but I will just share with you how I feel about the colors and the paints and what and really I like them or not. Okay, so let's start with the first color from the bird set. This one's called Burke's Parrot Pink. So I'm just grabbing the paint, the pigment, just straight from the tube like this so that I can really get the thickest possible paint, and then just, blending it out with water to see how it granulates. And I love this color, Burke's Parrot Pink. It's got little specks of yellow in it. So granulating paints, if we haven't talked about it yet, it basically it means that the paint actually has little bits of specks of the pigment that you can see. So it's not smooth, you actually see specks. And the cool thing about this Holbein set is that some of the colors, the specks are not even the same color. So for example, Burke's Parrot's Pink, it's pink, but it's got specks of yellow, which is so cool. The next one, Flamingo Orange. I can't really see the specks as well when I've swatched it out, but that's totally fine. I still like the orange. It's kind of a moodier orange, like a darker orange than what I'm used to, but I like it. Then the next one is Japanese Bush Warbler Green, and it is pretty opaque. As you can see, I totally colored that out, so you can't really see it. And I'm not a big fan of this one yet, so I'm not so sure. The next one is Peafowl Green, and it's really like a Viridian green. So it's on the cooler side, but it's got these specks of gold, which is really cool. The next one is Eurasian J Rose Gray, and I would consider this a purple, not a rose or not a gray. So it's very interesting what they name these paints. And then over here we've got a Shoebill Blue Gray, which is very lovely. It's like a very moody dark blue that has even like little specks of darker blue, the pigments, the granulation effect. So overall, the bird set, I do like it. I do like the 2 pinks, the purple and the blue. Not so sure about the 2 greens, I have to admit. So moving on to the landscape set. And this first one is called Pampas Grass Yellow, and it's gorgeous. It's a gold. I would really consider this like almost, quinacridone gold kind of color. So really beautiful, kind of earthy, grassy yellow. And then over there at the bottom, we have Wonder Forest Green, which is kind of a bright green. I'm probably not very used to that kind of green. It's probably a green I won't really reach for, but it's there, Wonder Forest Green. And then the next one, Ocean Blue. Now this is stunning. This is a turquoise color with really granulating bits of green in it. So you can imagine a greenish, turquoisey ocean color. Perfect for that ocean. Yeah, that ocean color. So it really fits really nicely in the landscape. Nightfall Indigo, it's really quite, I would call this an ultramarine color. It's a beautiful deep blue that will be perfect for the night sky or skies and oceans. The next one, we've got Twilight Purple, which is, to me, I would consider this a muted purple that is leaning pink, and I like it. I can imagine perfectly as a night twilight kind of purple you can put into the sky. And then the last color in this landscape group is Daybreak Orange. And it is so gorgeous. Like, the more I look at it right now, this Daybreak Orange, I think the more I will really use it. It's kind of a maroon, but it still leans a little bit, purple. Yeah, I would consider this a purple, not orange. Definitely not orange, although it's called Daybreak Orange. So that is the landscape set. I really like this set as well. Apart from Wonder Forest Green, the other colors are just gorgeous. All right, so let's go on to the floral set. Now, the floral set, you would imagine, would have a lot of colors that I would love because I paint mostly florals. So the first one, we have Trumpet Vine Red. And this one would be probably closest to Scarlet Lake that I would use, but it's got these gorgeous specks of gold. So yellow in the orange or in the red. Very, very nice. The next one is Cherry Blossom Pink, and it has a bit of white in it, I'm pretty sure, because it comes out quite opaque. It's got this chalky feel that I'm not used to. I don't really use that kind of pink, but it's there. The next one, Mimosa Yellow, is really lovely. It's very mossy, earthy, natural green that leans very yellow, and it's got even yellow granulating specks. So it's a yellowish green, gorgeous. Okay, so the next one is Jade Vine Blue. And I put quite a thick opaque layer of that, which turns out a little bit dark, but then as I blend it out, I noticed the purple specks in it. So it is so, so beautiful. Purpley specks in the blue paint. And then next we have Clematis Violet, which is a purple, which is a violet with specks of yellow or gold, which is so, so cool. It's always useful to have a nice violet or purple to mix with. And I like how dark it can go. And then finally, this one is called Ichno Green Gray. Did I pronounce it right? But it's a gray and really strong, really beautiful. But yeah, almost indigo actually. And then let's move on to the next one. All right, in this moon set, the first color is Lunar Eclipse Red, and I love this color. It is gorgeous. I would consider this an orange, a deep, moody orange with specks of gold. And then the next one, Full Moon Yellow, which is really odd, to be honest. I don't know if I would consider this a yellow. Looks very green, looks olivey green, a bit of dirty olivey green, maybe yellow ochre. And then Earthshine Violet is also another useful purple, but I don't know if I need two purples in my palette like this. But anyway, very nice. It's almost like a mineral violet, warm purple. Okay, the next three colors in the moon set are really dark and moody. This one is called Hazy Moon Yellow. Again, the yellow is not in the main color, but there are bits of yellow in the granulation, which is really cool. So if you want to explore a night sky, this could be really, really cool if you just paint a lot more of that. The next one is Moonlight Night Blue. Stunning, stunning. It is very indigo, but it has more of like that dreamy sky nighttime color. I am in love with this color. And then finally, I think, what did I write? Rainy Night Black? Yes, Rainy Night Black, is it? Yes. It is a black, but it is not just a flat black. It's got a glow in it that looks really, really cool. All right, so that is it. That's the 24 colors that I swatch with in this little sketchbook. And my first overall thoughts are, actually, I don't know, I felt like everything feels a bit moody than I thought it would be. I was hoping for a bit more brighter colors in the orange and pinks. There's nothing similar to opera. Maybe Burke's Parrots Pink is closest. But overall, I didn't expect to have such a moody palette overall in this 24 set. In any case, I really enjoyed swatching them. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pick 20 of these colors to put in a little palette and swatch that out in the way that I usually swatch, which is according to the warm to cool to earth, and then we're going to paint something with it. All right. Okay, so it took me a while to just figure out how I want to arrange all the paints in my new palette. This is just a very cheapy $3 plastic palette, 20 wells, that you can get on Amazon or any of the art store. And I wanted to arrange them how I usually do, which I start with the yellows and the reds and I go on to the pinks and the purples on the top, and then at the bottom I'll put my blues and my greens, earth tones to blacks. And because I only have 20 wells, there will be 4 colors that I will leave out, unfortunately, because I just don't have a 24 palette sitting around. But it's always good to curate a tighter palette anyway. So yeah, it took me a while to just select, and then when I finally did, I was very happy, and I started to squeeze a little bit out on each palette, and then I started swatching it. So I just swatched it all over again because I wanted to just see all the paints in the order that I put them on my palette. And I like to do it, from yellow going to reds, and then purples, blues, greens, and then the earth tones and the darker tones. So it's just for me to understand what's in the palette. To be honest, I don't know if I'll reach for this palette to paint an entire painting on a regular basis, but it's just nice to have it all squeezed out so that I know how to get it when I want to. Yeah, so this is like my second YouTube video of 2026, and I just want to do more experimentation and have fun playing in my sketchbook and just feeling into the excitement of making art again. And let me know in the comments what your relationship is with like sketchbooks, with new supplies, the new year. Are you feeling excited about starting your practice, about starting watercolor and enjoying all the things that art has to provide? Like for me, art has been just such a wonderful way to escape, to just find my voice, to share what's inside with the world. It's like I'm just a creative person, and I know that I can't stop creating. So I'm excited for 2026. If you want to paint more with me, make sure you sign up to my mailing list and check out my Patreon. If you sign up to my mailing list, you'll be notified every time I have something new to offer, to share a new YouTube video, what's up on my Patreon, or even like the next online courses that I'm going to launch. I'm so excited to be starting this brand new year with you guys all here on YouTube and the whole watercolor world on this internet world that we share together right now today. So yeah, check it out. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And yeah, so check it out. And let's now paint a little landscape from all of the colors. And I chose a picture that I took at the river that we just went camping and we just came back, and I have so many wonderful landscape pictures that I can draw inspiration from. So I'm just going to share this one with you, and I hope you enjoy this little landscape painting. And if you want to learn more landscapes, more flowers, again, check out my Patreon, links in the description below. So let's enjoy this little landscape painting. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.